skills that I learned in church leadership. I translated it to my leadership in my day job. Prayer is a management tool. How to build coalition, how to manage a budget and a business plan, and how to communicate a vision to the staff and to the organization. I think the biggest thing that it taught me was about there was a certain job that I wanted to get, and I knew that I didn't have enough skill for it. I won't say I didn't have enough, I had some gaps. I'll say I had some gaps. But I applied for it anyway. And when I applied for it, it gave me an opportunity to take a good, objective look at what the gaps were. And then I decided that I was going to go out and fill those gaps. If I was not going to be able to fill it in my job, my day job, that I would find another way to do it. In this particular case, I volunteered. It was a volunteer position, which was the head of the information technology ministry at my church. And at first I thought, well, maybe it was a stretch. Maybe it wasn't going to be that leadership experience that I thought it would be. But as it turns out, it really was. And I wrote this experience in my management skill narrative and showed how I built coalitions, how I used my business savvy, and how I was able to lead people and lead organizations. Now, I believe that being the IT minister, the president of the IT ministry at my church, the biggest challenge I had was to persuade deacons who throw nickels around like they're manhole covers, convince deacons to fund the IT ministry. I wrote a vision for it, and our vision was spirit-based and not technical. And we were not just limited to getting butts in seats, but souls in heaven. And then the goals and objectives that we had in the IT ministry was solely focused on that vision. So it wrapped us up into supporting the tutoring ministry. We implemented a new church management system. We implemented the first website for the church. We outfitted the pastor and administrative staff in new laptops. We solved our church's Y2K problem, developed a new website for the church, electronic communication for the church. I pray that it helped to get souls in heaven, but it certainly did teach me about communicating under stressful conditions. It taught me how to get along with difficult people, how to build coalitions, how to manage a budget and a business plan, and how to communicate a vision to the staff and to the organization. And I think the biggest thing that it taught me was about organizational change. So I translated these skills that I learned in church leadership. I translated it to my leadership in my day job, so to speak. And those are the same skills, right? Those are the same skills. One thing I would add is that I also brought prayer over, and prayer is a management tool. I always say that prayer is a management tool. So whether or not you are not faith-based, prayer, that being in touch with the divine spark that drives you to do the impossible, whatever you call that, I call it prayer, that is needed in order to achieve some of the more lofty visions that you have as a leader.
If this episode sparked something for you, don't let it stop here. Subscribe to the Next Level Paycheck and join Linda Cureton every week to break the $80,000 ceiling with faith, strategy, and unstoppable confidence.